Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Shafiq and we are from group 3, and today our topic is about 5W and 1H. 5W and 1H is a questioning strategy and problem solving technique that seek to view concept from a variety of angles in order to develop a true grasp of a particular circumstances. It is frequently used as a strategy for continuous process improvement. It is also known as clipping methods. So for 5W and 1H, there is 6 components, which is why, what, when, where, and who, and the 1H is how. So what? The what element should clearly describe the situation, the specific problem, or basically explain the purpose of the problem. For example, like, what is the problem? The next one is who. Who refers to the specific people or group that relevant to the issue or situation. So like, for example, who is the one who responsible to solve the problem. The next one is why. It's explained in the detail that the reason and the objective behind the needs for action, or why there's a need to do. Like, why do we need to solve the problem? For fourth one is where. This question revolves around the location or place where the event unfolded or the situation took place. It seeks to provide the geographic or physical context of the event. For example, like, where does the problem come from? So when. When is the last one from 5W, which is this question pertains to the time or period when the event took place or the situation occurred. Like, where did the event, when did the event happens or the problem happens. And the last one is how. How is how do we describe the situation or the events that happen in the situation. For example, how do we solve the problem? So that's all from me. Thank you.
How does 5W1H technique work in the real world? These steps are widely used to guide the application of the 5W1H approach in problem solving, decision making, and analysis. Step 1. Ask the correct question. Asking the correct question is the first step in using the 5W1H method. This involves choosing the problem and the knowledge needs to solve it. To ensure that all important information is collected, use the 5W1H question: who, what, where, when, why, and how. For example, writers and reporters normally use the 5W1H method when gathering information for narrative or reports. They try to provide a full and correct description of an incident or story by addressing the question who, what, where, when, why, and how. Step 2. Collect information. The next step is to gain information once you selected the question that needs to be addressed. Research, observation, and interview can all be used to achieve this. It is important to collect as much information as possible in order to ensure that all aspects of the problem are evaluated. For illustrate, the 5W1H technique helps in the gathering of data and details in investigation tasks such as crime investigation or scientific research. Investigators ask crucial questions to establish the facts of a case, identify suspects, find motive, verify the chain of precedents, and investigate the underlying reason.
To analyze the data, the next step is to analyze the information that has been collected, looking for structures, recognizing trends, and recognizing the basic root of the problems are all part of this process. It's critical to approach the analysis objectively with no assumptions or jumps of judgment. Step 4. Create solutions. After the data has been analyzed, the next stage is to provide solution. Create a list of possible options and rate them based on their practicality, effectiveness, and possible effects. Choose the option that is most likely to address the problem and have the most significant impact. Step 5. Putting the solution into action. The final stage in using 5W1H technique is to put the answer into action. This includes implementing the solution and monitoring its effectiveness. It is essential to have a process in place for tracking and assessing the key to ensure that it works according to plan.
Condition to enhance 5W1H effectiveness. Consider the following factors to improve the success of the 5W1H strategy: who, what, where, when, why, and how. Firstly, clear objective. A well-defined goal can assist you in focus on your questions and gathering the data you need. For example, the goal of research the impact of technology on student learning is to understand how technology usage influences academic performance, with objectives such as studying the relationship between technology usage and student grades, review the effectiveness of educational apps, and explore student attitudes toward technology in the classroom. Second is contextual understanding. Gain a strong handle on the context in which the questions are being addressed. Consider the context, history, and surrounding, as well as any other relevant factor that may influence the replies. For illustrate, when conducting a restaurant customer satisfaction survey, it is important to look at elements such as the restaurant location, cuisine type, and target population. Understanding this contextual information may help in the analysis of survey responses and the finding of areas for improvement. Next is open-ended question. Frame your question in such a way that deep and full responses are encouraged. Open-ended questions gather additional information, thoughts, and ideas, providing an improved understanding of the subject. Open-ended questions are designed to encourage detailed and thoughtful responses. They are different from closed-ended questions, which can be answered with a simple yes or no. Open-ended questions allow the person to provide more information, thoughts, and ideas, leading to a deeper understanding of the subject. By using open-ended questions, you can engage in more meaningful conversation and gather more information. They allow you to explore different perspectives and learn from others. Open-ended questions create an environment where people feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and opinions, leading to richer and more deep discussion. Next, active listening. Active listening means giving your full attention to the person who is speaking and actively engage with their responses. It involves not just hearing the words being said, but also paying attention to non-verbal cues like your reaction, body language, and tone of voice. To practice active listening, it's important to be fully present in the conversation and show interest in what the person is saying. Engage with their responses by asking follow-up questions to seek clarification if something is unclear. Last but not least, critical thinking. Throughout the procedure, use critical thinking abilities. Analyze what was collected and assess its credibility, relevance, and impact. To gain a better understanding, look for patterns, relationships, and hidden causes. Critical thinking in analyzing customer feedback for a product means carefully looking at what customers say and finding patterns. Pay attention to both positive and negative comments. Look for common things customers mention, like specific problems. By finding this pattern, you can see that needs improvement or what makes the product great. This helps you make smart decisions to make the product better based on customer feedback.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nufatia binti Muhammad Isa Mazli and my number metric is A197759. Alright, we already know about conditions to enhance the 5W1H to give more effectiveness. And now I will talk about the advantages. What is the advantages of using this method, which is 5W1H technique? So basically, the 5W1H is the ultimate of an action plan. Moreover, this technique does not present any particular difficulty either in its implementation, in table form, or in its concrete application. So that versatile and flexible can be used both in professional and private spheres. So here, there is a few advantages of using the 5W1H technique. Firstly is a quick analysis of a given situation. It means by depending on the questions given or asked, Also, it allows to define the basis on which the action plan will be founded. For the greater clarity, the responses can be grouped in a table. Secondly is constructive and comprehensive questioning. It means that the open-ended question characteristic of the 5W1H technique encourage reflection and mobilize the intellectual resources of each person. Next, number 3 is to launch the basis of collaborative management as well as co-construction. Okay, so how to launch the basis of collaborative management is by thinking together, which means the members of a group develop a common vision essential to define priorities and obtain the expected results. The fourth is systematic. Why systematics? Is because the key to success is to always ask all the questions each and every time. And the lastly is simple method. Why it is simple method is because the 5W1H does not require any training or people accredited in the method to successfully ask these questions. Alright, that's all about the advantages of using 5W1H. So we move to the next topic. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Aisha and I will explain to you guys about the applications of 5W1H technique in the real world. The 5W1H technique is a versatile and extensively used technique that has applications in a wide range of real-world situations and areas. This technique gives a disciplined framework for obtaining information, analyzing events, and making educated decisions. It stands for who, what, where, when, why, and how. Its wide variety of uses makes it a useful tool for professionals across a wide range of sectors. First, we can apply 5W1H journalism and reporting. Journalists apply the 5W1H technique to collect and convey information in news pieces. To present a complete account of events and tales, they cover the who, what, where, when, why, and how questions. The 5W1H technique guarantees that journalists deliver true and balanced news coverage, allowing readers to obtain a full picture of the reported events. As an example, the journalist gives readers a true picture of a political event by addressing the who, what, where, when, why, and how. This allows them to make educated judgments and decisions. A journalist covering a political event will deal with the who, politicians engage, what, the event or policy being debated, where, the locations of the event, when, the date and hour of the event, why, the relevance of purpose of the event, and how, the impact or execution of the policy. Second, project management. Project managers use the 5W1H techniques to successfully plan and execute projects. It assists them in defining project goals, identifying stakeholders, defining project scope, establishing timetables, allocating resources, and understanding the general context of the project. When used in project management, the 5W1H technique guarantees that all major components of the project are recognized, planned for, and properly implemented. As an example, the project manager may assign resources, define schedules, and coordinate activities for successful project completion by addressing the who, what, where, when, why, and how of a construction project. A construction project manager using the 5W1H technique addresses the who, project team members and stakeholders, what the building or infrastructure being built, where project site location, when project timeline and milestones, why project objectives and benefits, and how project execution plan and resources. Last but not least, marketing and advertising. Marketers use the 5W1H method to create effective marketing campaigns. It assists them in determining target audience, product features and advantages, ideal advertising channels, campaign scheduling, customer motivations, and marketing methods. By recognizing the major aspects driving customer behavior, the 5W1H technique assists marketers in developing focused and powerful marketing initiatives. As an example, the marketing team may generate targeted messaging, pick relevant media, and optimize campaign tactics by addressing the who, what, where, when, why, and how of a product interaction. For a new product launch, a marketing team applying the 5W1H technique addresses the who, target audience and buyer personas, what, product features and benefits, where, target market and distribution channels, when, launch timing, why, customer needs and market demand, and how, marketing tactics and promotional strategies. Okay, so overall, the 5W1H strategy is an effective and systematic way to comprehend difficult circumstances, problem solving, and decision making. Now, I will let the presenter to proceed with our presentation today. Thank you.
So this is a references video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a
We use
references
the why
video from our
questions
group
to
about
discover
5W
the
and
rationale,
1H.
motivations,
So this is
or
a
the
references
importance of an
video from
issue.
our group about 5W
It is used to
and
probe
1H.
the underlying concern
So
of a
this is a
problem.
references video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about
Ask
5W
what
and 1H.
question to discover,
So this is a
to obtain
references video
definition,
from our group
to get
about
example
5W
or
and
even
1H.
characteristic of
So
a
this is a
concern or a
references
problem.
video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about 5W and 1H.
The next W is when.
So this is a
The
references
objective of
video
this
from our
question
group
is to
about
discover
5W and
facts
1H.
regarding time,
So
such
this
as
is a
frequency
references
of
video from
occurrence,
our group about
duration when a
5W and
problem
1H.
occurs, and the
So
time
this is
a
a
problem
references
occurs.
video from our group about 5W and 1H.
For example,
So this is a references
when did we
video from
start
our
to
group
produce
about
our spec
5W and
item?
1H.
And
So this is
how
a
often
references video
have
from
you
our
been
group
noticing
about
our
5W
spec
and
item?
1H. So this is a references video
The
from
where
our
question
group about
will help you
5W
get
and
data
1H.
for location of a
So
problem,
this is a references
such
video
as
from
a
our group
place,
about 5W and
boundaries,
1H.
environment,
So this is a
or even a
references
certain
video from
target
our
market.
group about 5W and 1H.
For example,
So this is a references
is the
video from
out-of-spec
our group
item
about 5W
found
and
only
1H.
in plant 1?
So this is a references
Or
video
what
from
are
our group
markets
about
that are currently
5W
have
and 1H.
out of specs products?
So this is a references video from our group about 5W
By
and 1H.
asking who, we
So
can
this is a
identify all the
references video from
stakeholders
our
who are
group about
affected by an
5W and
issue
1H.
or a problem.
So this is a references video from our group about
Refers to
5W and
the
1H.
stakeholder that are
So this is
affected
a
by the
references
problem.
video from our
In
group
order to
about
examine this
5W and
aspect,
1H.
we may
So
not
this is a
necessarily
references video
ask
from our
questions
group about 5W
starting
and
with
1H.
the word who.
So this is a
We can use
references
other
video
ways of
from our
asking
group
such
about
as
5W and 1H.
how are they
So
impacted?
this is a references video
Another
from
way
our
is
group about
which
5W
department
and 1H.
have the most influence
So this is
to
a
overcome
references
this
video
issue?
from our group about
Or
5W and 1H.
who are most impacted
So this is a
by
references
this out of
video
spec
from our
product?
group about 5W and 1H.
The how question
So this is a
will help us
references
understand the
video from our
process,
group about 5W and
circumstances,
1H.
and the flow of
So
event
this
of
is a
an issue.
references video from our
The
group
how
about
question
5W
will
and
also
1H.
help us understand
So this
how
is a
the issue will be
references
resolved.
video from our group about 5W
Let me give you
and
an
1H.
example.
So this is a references
How
video from
is the
our
wafer
group
cleaning
about
solution
5W and
causing
1H.
the product to be out of spec?
So this is a references video from
How
our
did we
group about
derive to
5W
this root
and
cause?
1H.
And
So this
how
is a
does
references
this
video from
idea
our group about
eliminate the
5W
root
and
cause?
1H.
Remember?
So this is a references
Question
video
leads
from
to
our group
answers.
about 5W and
Thus,
1H.
more questions
So this is a
lead
references
to
video
more
from our
answers.
group about 5W and 1H. So this is a references video from our group about
Hi everyone, my name is Nurul Aina. Here it comes to the conclusion, which the end for this 5W1H topic that we choose. So to conclude, 5W1H, it is a problem-solving tool used to reach root causes with the goals to gain an in-depth understanding of a specific situation. Besides, it is a commonly utilized as a continuous process improvement method and accomplished by answering all the basic elements within a problem, which are what, who, where, when, why, and how. 5W1H question is a questioning approach and a problem-solving method that aims to view ideas from various perspectives. So, the elements included in the 5W1H method allows for a comprehensive analysis of the presented situation and enables us to spot opportunities for improvement. Therefore, it enables to those who will use the 5W1H method to get to the bottoms of things by systematically structuring talks and emphasizing important information. In fact, by answering the 5W and 1H question and being as detailed as possible helps team, people, journalists, and many others to identify potential solutions that could be implemented and observed for their effectiveness. Alright, that's the end of this presentation. That's all from our group. I hope you will like it and thank you.